Thank you for listening to REED-BBS.
Thank you for listening to REED-BBS.
REED-BBS, BBS. GERVONTA, Tank Davis, 28-0, 26 KOs versus Ryan King Rye Garcia, 23-0, 19 KOs. Who is the true face of boxing? Who is it? This is like, All Access said it, this is like the first social media super fight. This is huge. Huge! As Tank said himself, this fight is bigger than me and Ryan. We got two young, undefeated, rich, in their primes fighters, putting it all on the line at the most important time of their careers. This fight's so big, Tank said he would send Obama to Ticketmaster if he called him asking for tickets. Like, sorry, former President Barack Obama, I'm gonna have to have you go to Ticketmaster, bruh. No freebies. And with that said, all you streamers, all you pirates, arg. Okay, play that game tonight. See, I know I've streamed. I ain't judging you, but I've streamed, and streams, they freeze and all that buffering shit. I ain't with none of that. I'm ordering the goddamn pay-per-view. I want the fighters to be rewarded. I want to put my $89.99 or $85.99, whatever the cost is. I want to put that in those fighters' pockets. That's just me. That's just me. This one is so big. All you got to say is the fight. Every so often, you can just say the fight, and everybody know what you're talking about. This shit's so big. Hell, Mike Tyson. You know it's big when Mike Tyson is on First Take with Stephen A. Smith talking about your fight. That's big. They've been on, Ryan and Tank been on Up in Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. They've been on The Pivot with Ryan Clark and his homies. They've been on The Shop, which is the show produced by LeBron James. They got two Showtime All Access episodes. Like, this fight is bigger than belts. Like, these dudes both player, they both Gucci. This fight's so big, Justin Bieber and Bad Bunny coming. Like, goddamn. Bieber ain't been to a fight since Floyd, I'm pretty sure. And all of it, the spectacle of it all, the pomp, the circumstance, it takes me back to Leonard Hearns, which was probably the first big fight that I experienced. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. But everywhere you went, everybody had an opinion, even in St. Louis, Missouri, on Leonard Hearns. To the point, I swear to God, I'm walking down the street, I heard two old white ladies back then talking about the Leonard Hearns fight. That's how big boxing can be and should be. And thank you to Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. I'm experiencing some of that. It's not quite Leonard Hearns big, but it's close to that level. Already, both men have won to me. They've already increased what was a high profile to begin with. And Ariel Helwani, who's more famous for MMA commentary, he's covering this one for Showtime. He mentioned FOMO, which is the acronym for fear of missing out, and how that could impact other fighters down the line. And I hope it fucking does. Get off your ass. You want to have the whole world's attention? You want to grab the boxing community by the balls? Fight fights that matter. Fight fights that matter. Period. But yeah, there's many layers to this one, man, and I ain't got enough time to get into all of them. The amateur pedigrees, they both got over 200 fights each. Tank has KO'd 18 of his last 19. Ryan's KO'd 6 of his last 7. They were talking about wagering purses, which I doubt the commission will co-sign on. Of course, there's the rehydration clause. Yesterday's weigh-in was kind of late in the day. There's allegedly spies and moles in Garcia's camp, planted by Team Tank and Leonard Ellaby and Mayweather Promotions. Speaking of Floyd, the Floyd beef, there apparently was some beef, and Tank was denied gym access at some point. That was cleared up. Joe Goosen, man, very underrated part of this. If Ryan wins this fight, it's gonna be because of Joe Goosen. You can look at the hair and the fashion sense. Think about it. How many people have something bad to say about Joe Goosen? That's how you have to look at him. And I can't think of any personally. I've always respected him. He's the most underrated trainer in boxing to me. Getting back to Mike Tyson, though, and his appearance on First Take, he acknowledged the Tank comparison, even though Tank has a lower work rate than Mike, and he's more of a counter puncher than Tyson was. But they're both short, one-hitter-quitter type fighters. And Mike acknowledged the similarity in that punching upwards as the shorter man more times than not, punching upwards, sometimes even leaping. He said, yeah, me and him have that in common. That he's really good at that. Which takes me to Luke Campbell. Despite the fact Luke Campbell's 5'10", 5'11", whatever, he landed out of a crouch. Despite his height. He was closer to Tank's height than his own height when he landed that left hook from the southpaw stance. Tank stance. Now, Tank does give away rounds, and I say give loosely. He loses rounds. I mean, hell, Rolly Romero was ahead in their fight till he got knocked out, to me. Isak Pitbull Cruz won rounds. Hector Garcia was arguably ahead. Maybe not officially, but, to the keen eye observer, he could have been. King Rod, man, I love him. I love what he brings to boxing. I love the attention. I love that he's got teeny boppers. Ah! Screaming girls. Hey, anything that benefits boxing, anything that brings more eyes, more attention, more ears, more focus to the sport, I'm with. But Ryan leaves his chin in the air on a fucking platter, dog. Now, under Goosen, this will be his third fight with Goosen, I believe. He's been using the earmuffs a little more, keeping a higher guard. But I'm still not seeing any head movement. Blocking punches is only half of it. You got to move that head, and I don't know that even with Goosen, who I value as a trainer highly, I don't know that Ryan's done enough to help that aspect. And at some point, Tank's going to land one of them short man leaping left hooks, similar to what Luke Campbell landed. And yeah, in this case, he got up against Campbell, but he was hurt. Ryan was hurt AF as fuck, but he won't get up. And I'm thinking around the 8th or 9th round. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television, Fred Sanford of the Fisticards. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.